Hi, it's Debbie with your weekly business guidance from February the 19th until the 26th. So I hope you're doing well. Mid-February already, I don't know where the time's gone, but yeah, time is flying. Hope if things were quiet in January, then business is picking up a bit. I don't know about you, but I've been getting quite a lot of new ideas at this time. So I feel like we're still on track with this 2024 being the year of the light worker and being able to reach bigger audiences. So that is all positive. So let's have a look at what cards have come out this week for our business reading. So I'm using the Akashic Oracle by Marina Beech. And this is a great deck if you want to work more with your Akashic records, which are meant to be a set of records that are with us all throughout our past lives and future lives, current life, which has a lot of information in there which we can access, unlock to get rid of any karmic vows that we took, which are holding us back in this lifetime. And there's lots of work we can do around that. And the Oracle is really helpful as a place to start to get to learn about the Akashic records. So let's have a look at the cards. So just to remind you, if you haven't watched a pick a card video before, if you look at the thumbnail in the video, there are 3 cards with 3 crystals on top. Card number 1 this week had an Opalite. Card number 2 has an orange Orthoclase with black Tourmaline in it. And card number 3 was Amethyst. So take some time deciding which one resonates with you the most, which crystal that helps you pick. And then let's have a look at what's come out. You can also, there is a theme this week around spiritual awakening. So you can choose to watch the whole video because it is telling a bit of a story. These cards tend to do that. Or you can just go to the timestamp in the description and look at your card and then maybe jump to the bonus card as well, because that applies to everybody. Okay, so card number 1, if you picked the Opalite, it's really funny because often the crystals will directly relate to the card that they're with. So I really like the synchronicity of that. So if you went for the Opalite, it's got this cool orange flash to it. You can see it on the light. Opalite improves spiritual communication and is really helpful during transitions. So it's no surprise that it's come out with the card of spiritual connection there. So on the card we have a woman there, and she has her angels around her at the top there, forming a bit of a pyramid shape with a key there. So it's all about connecting to your spiritual support team, your spiritual guides. Lots of people have different beliefs around this. I believe everybody has a spiritual support team with guardian angel, ancestral guides, relatives that have passed, extra guides, teacher guides, or the guides that come in to help from time to time. So if you're new to all this, it's really worth having a read around all of that area just to see what resonates with you. But yeah, card 1, if you're picking this card, I feel like this week there's going to be things happening which are going to increase your spiritual connection, no matter if you've just got on the spiritual path or if you have been on this path for a long time. There's always different levels that we go to. And I feel like you will be getting some clear signs that this is happening as well. It's possible that there will be clear signs like seeing angel numbers, feathers, that kind of thing. Whatever you tend to see, I feel like that will be ramped up. So there might be a lot of angel numbers this week. You might connect to your guides through, obviously, meditation we mentioned, the cards, oracle or tarot, could be sound healing could help you to tap into hearing the messages, could be being in nature, automatic writing or journaling where you're just allowing the words to come onto the page, or doing any kind of creative hobby or anything where you are really kind of caught up in it and in a flow state, which can be when we hear our guides and intuition. You could also just be in the shower or in the bath, whatever happens for you. But it could be that this week that a new way comes in for you to connect. So just be very aware of that happening as well. It's talking about making sure that you have a daily practice or ritual to connect in. This could be a morning routine where you spend some time in meditation, starting your day in a really positive way, maybe instead of like scrolling social media, that kind of thing, just easing into the day with like a strong morning routine, which can help you be open up to guidance in that respect. Also a strong evening routine before you go to bed, going to bed like at a reasonable time, switching off social media, maybe doing some sort of rituals or practices like a nice long bath, aromatherapy, all of that kind of thing, reading something like a spiritual book. So those two things can really help you to have a healthy spiritual connection as well. So yeah, card 1, if you're seeing this one, I just feel like your spiritual connection is going to deepen this week, and I'd really love to hear in the comments how and when that happens. Let's go on to card number 2 now, and the crystal. I just found this, I didn't realize that I had it. It's an orange and black one, and I just realized that it was orange orthoclase with black tourmaline in there. It's really quite pretty. So I didn't really know a lot about this crystal, but it's really helpful with transformation, any kind of transition. And the black tourmaline in there, black tourmaline is a very protective crystal, protects us from negative energy, and it's also good for self-confidence as well. So we've got the combination of transformation and protection, which made me laugh because card 2 is transforming fears. So we have a lady there. She looks like she's kind of surrendering and releasing a lot. We've got the light around the heart there. And then we've got this like black energy with butterflies flying off, which are obviously a big sign of transformation, metamorphosis. And yep, so if you pick card 2, there's a lot of energy around this week, a lot of support if you are working on letting go of some things that are holding you back. I think at various points on this journey, lots of different fears come up for various reasons. A lot of us have to work through a lot of levels of money blocks, for example, that are on this path, because it's likely that at some point previously in a previous life, we've taken vows of poverty at some level, which are still affecting us. Also stuff from our childhood, things that we heard surrounding abundance and prosperity, often can hold us back this time around as we get older, I meant. There could be fears around stepping into your spirituality, your spiritual gifts, and becoming visible in terms of maybe doing something like this. Like, it's only recently that I've started to be consistent on videos and on YouTube and things like TikTok, because I realized that I had a big resistance to basically being across social media and kind of thinking like, kind of not wanting to embrace it because it felt a bit low vibe, especially on certain platforms. But I've worked through those kind of things recently and realized that it's really important to embrace these platforms, because you're able to help people use your skills and talents and reach as wide an audience as possible, which is important if you're a spiritual teacher or a healer. People need to see your energy, know if they resonate with it, to make a decision whether they want to work with you, you know. So what other fears can we have? So we can have the money blocks, the visibility blocks. Obviously, so many different fears about different things, you know, maybe getting out of a low energy situation you might be in, which is keeping you stuck. You know, a relationship or a living situation which we could be putting up with, but we know is not serving us, and it might be holding us back from going to the next level. Yeah, so card 2, it's likely that you will be transforming these fears this week. And again, I'd love to hear in the comments what was coming up for you and how you handled that. There's also a book that's coming in for me called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers, which has been around for a while, but really helpful if you are facing up to fear. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in the description as well. But I'm sure there's lots of books out there on how to work through fear, you know, because we're all affected by it to some extent. So, yeah, comment below if that resonates with you. And let's go on to card 3. So card 3, we had the trusty Amethyst on that one, which, you know, is it does so many things. It's kind of a good combination of like all crystals in one. It's really good for promoting peace, stress, anxiety, all of those kinds of things. It's also good for transformation as well. So I wasn't surprised that it came out with card 3, which is growth and up level. So on the card there, we can see a woman, and it's like she's walking through some sort of a portal to the next level. She's pointing to a key as well. So it's almost like the door is opening to go to the next phase, the next stage. So if you pick card 3, then expect some significant growth happening this week. It's almost like feeling like you are stepping through a portal into a new reality, a new world, or at least taking steps to for that to happen. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for this right now. There's so much new energy coming in this year that feels very different to past years. It feels like things are flowing easier. It feels like there's not as many blocks to us achieving what we want to achieve. It's almost like the path's been cleared a little bit. And I think a lot of us are experiencing some sort of growth and up level at the moment. And I'm hearing the phrase, it's always darkest before the dawn. So it might not be feeling like that for you. It might be feeling quite dark and difficult. But often that happens before we make a massive breakthrough. You can see here it's quite dark around the portal, the doorway there. So it could be that you're still kind of in this energy, wondering when the light's going to come in. But I do feel like there's going to be some big opportunities for evolution this week to, yeah, just to step into the next version of yourself, whatever that looks like. And it's important to take any opportunities that you're presented with. There could be people that come in that offer you opportunities to step up to a new level of working or reaching a different audience, that kind of thing. The more you understand how this up-leveling works for you, then the easier it's going to get. So it might be that you've been through this kind of thing a few times and things start to happen which make you understand that you are up-leveling, like moving through into a bit of a different reality happening. So self-awareness is really key with this, because the more you understand your up-level process, the more practice you get at smashing through any obstacles that are in front of you. And it's really important to be gentle with yourself as you recalibrate, as your energy shifts through these transitions as well, because often It isn't easy, like skipping through a park. There's quite a lot of different layers that are being worked through, peeled back, and that can be quite a difficult and painful process. So it's important to prioritize self-care, hydrate, eat well, exercise, do all the things that keep you balanced, especially in times of big change. So yeah, and as I said at the beginning of the video, I said to watch the whole thing because often with this card deck, there is, when I do a 3-card reading with it, there's often a theme that comes through. So we've got card 1, the spiritual connection, increasing this week, which is going to involve transforming fears or resistance that might be holding you back from going to a new level of spiritual connection. And by transforming the fears, then you get to the growth and up level stage where you step through into this new reality where you can find more flow and ease with your work, be doing what you love, be manifesting the right amount of money for you to do that, and just to feel a lot more at peace and content and fulfilled with life. So there was a story through there. So if you have just listened to one card, then I recommend that you go back and watch the whole thing. And now we have the bonus card, which is really lovely and ties in with the rest of this. And we have signs and synchronicities. So I talked a little bit in card 1 about signs coming in that your spiritual connection might be going up a level. And in this card, we've got a few signs. We've got the butterflies. We've got the white feather. We have the rainbow. We have angel numbers there, 1111, 555, 777. We've got 4-leaf clovers for luck. And we've got keys. I'm not sure if I said that yet. I don't know. Sometimes I see rainbows and I believe it's a sign telling me, you know, that things are going to get better, to keep going. Sometimes I get angel's feathers as well in places where they shouldn't really be. And then often you can see the angel numbers on car number plates, on social media, in terms of how many likes a post has got. So you might start seeing more of like 555, which is big changes. 111, your connection is increasing, that kind of thing. And yeah, I feel like for everybody, really pay attention to the signs that you're getting this week. They're not a coincidence. They're being sent to you by your guides to encourage you to keep going, to stay positive, to give you support, because there's lots of big things going on right now. So I really love this bonus card. The artwork on there is gorgeous. It's really positive. So keep a lookout for the signs. Even get a little notebook and write down your signs if you get quite a lot, because often it's easy to forget, and it's really nice to look back and see how many times that we've been guided. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Just to let you know that I am available for readings if you would like some guidance and support with your business. I offer a really in-depth 10-card business reading, which looks at things like products and services you could offer, how to attract your ideal clients, opportunities, challenges, self-care guidance at this time, money guidance, all of those kind of things. And that can be over Zoom, it can be emailed to you, or it can be audio. And yeah, I really love helping people with these readings. They tend to be very accurate and really help people to move forward if they're feeling stuck with their business. My website is linked below if you want to look at that, or my other readings as well. There's about 4 or 5 different types of readings that I do on there. And yeah, have a great week, and I will see you next week for another pick a card reading. Bye.